Commissioner Nahar, can you please lead us in the pledge of allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
Thank you. Approval of the agenda. I have a motion.
So moved, Madam Chair.
Motion by Commissioner Garcia, second by Commissioner Trujillo. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Approval of the minutes, special meeting on November 6, 2019. Regular commission meeting 11/12/2019 and special commission meeting on 11/13/19. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Madam Chair.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Nahar, second by Commissioner Garcia. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we'll move on to public input forums. Individuals that are registered to speak, wanting to speak to address the commission during public input must sign in the public input form prior to the commission approving the day's agenda. Recognized speakers are allowed to speak on items relevant to county business and responsibilities. In order to promote orderly meeting respectful to everyone's time, county chairwoman may recognize individuals who have signed up to speak. Recognized speakers will be limited to 3 minutes public comment period. Recognized speakers shall be permitted to speak no more than one time. No rebuttals to the comments by others will be permitted. Comments, applause, and other interruptions from the audience shall not be allowed. In order to promote orderly meetings so attendings feel safe and secure in their attendance, threatening, abusive comments that disrupt the meeting shall not be allowed. All speakers shall address the Board of County Commissioners, mention their names, and then speak on the issue from the podium. First, we have the Las Vegas Hispano Chamber of Commerce report. Please identify yourself.
Good afternoon, Commissioners.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
City Managers, or County Managers.
For those that don't know who I am, I'm the president of the Las Vegas Hispano Chamber of Commerce. And we're doing very well, thank you. Today, I came to do a little report card on what we've been doing this year.
Excuse me.
And maybe next year you guys will step and get aboard, seeing that we're doing a lot of progress.
Excuse me, can you identify your name, please?
Manuel Martinez, I started with my name first, ma'am.
Oh, I didn't hear you, sorry.
The county manager, Mr. Martinez, brought out that there was something in question, and it was probably something to do with my CSR nonprofit, C501. I've been taking the papers to Santa Fe physically every 6 months, and they've been posting it and received. And this last time that I take them, because it's bi-yearly, she refused them and said I didn't have a CSR number. So I came back and got all my information, because I learned from the old school from my uncle and my dad running business for 40 years, 50 years in this community. He used to tell me, if you have anything to do with the taxes, if you could physically take them, get a hard copy where it says received and initialed. So now the state is cleaning up their mess on their side and making my CSR number the way it should be, the way I've had it for 5 years. So thank you for looking into that for me, Mr. Martinez. I would have probably never found out. Items that I'd like to talk about is, I've always been battling with the community service, and these are the clients that graduated from the program this year, which is over 120. Some did 124 hours, some did 48. Most of them do 24 through the DWI program. All those entities are very happy with me that I'm doing such a great job. Sometimes I want to thank you commissioners for not funding me, because I've gone to other sources. I've gone to the FedEx, Garcia Tires, and those guys are backing me up pretty strong. I've gone to look at the players from the NFL, so movie stars that are very interested in my program. I'm chartering up a different program, not Keep America Clean, Let's Clean Up America, it's going to be called. It's going to take a few months, maybe a year or two to get it off the ground, but it's going to happen. I tell everybody, this isn't my organization, it's your organization. I'm going to be 70 years old. I'm going to bail out of here one of these days. This is for all the youngsters that are out there. I know I'm going to run short on time, but I just want to go and the West Las Vegas High School did a study on pollution in and around Las Vegas. And what they came out was very surprising. They came to ask me, how do you do it? Who finances you? And I said, I finance myself probably 90% of the way. But I'm going to show you guys at the end of this speech or presentation a picture of one person that brought me the study of the county of San Miguel. It is surprisingly it needs attention. On Facebook, I come across a commissioner, I'm not going to name no names, and he addressed it that there's no funding for such a program. Where are our proposals for our senators and representatives to submit them to see if they get approved? Other representatives that I have spoken to outside San Miguel County, because I have a few friends, they told me why haven't they addressed the problem, because they have a lot of money now. I hope you guys have woken up and wrote proposals and told our senators and our representatives to step forward and let's see how much money we can get from the state. I know we live in a deprived community or deprived county one representative told me, I don't really like people from San Miguel County walking up to me, and then I asked them where they're from. I said, Las Vegas, and I turned away and I said, why? Oh, that's a bean country. And I said, what do you mean excuse me? I asked, what do you mean by that? He said, oh, disregard that comment. He thinks they could just send us a bag of beans and be happy. We have to start asking for money like all the other counties in southern New Mexico do. They ask for hundreds of millions of dollars, and if they get 50 million, they're happy. San Miguel County comes back with the general budget. What's wrong with that? There's something wrong with that picture. But I want to thank you guys very much for giving me the 3 minutes or 5 minutes already to address my organization to you. Basically, we do have an office on Grand Avenue now. We're going to turn it into Museo Cultural also, because the building lends itself to room. And we're going to keep on working with or with your guys' cooperation and help. We just got to move forward. I would like to bring a proposal to the county, but I don't want to get it shredded before anybody else reads it. So with that, I close out, and I want to thank you and wish you happy holidays. I'm going to just walk with this study of a picture that they did of San Miguel County. This is San Miguel County at its finest. You're going to see and you're going to be surprised. And it's in all parts of the county. I can't do it myself. We need help. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Martinez. Next, we have Rosalie Gray and Carlos Martinez.
This guy. Yeah. Yeah.
They're gonna live in. They're gonna live in our house that we get behind. That's the trash that's out there, all over the county. Such as in the nice parts of the county, poor parts of the county. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Good afternoon, County Commissioners, County Manager. First of all, I'd like to thank you for your commitment to our community. Your hard work and dedication showcases throughout, not just San Miguel County, but throughout our state. Today, my husband, my son, and I come today to you to support the Harlan Drive or Harlan Street project. We bought property there. We bought 13 acres, and we had a home put up there. And there's a lot of concern about the road when it rains, when it snows. The other night, my granddaughter, who is 8 years old, had an allergic reaction to peaches.
Oh, I thought you did have it.
She's never been sick. Healthy little girl came running to me and said her tongue was on fire. We jumped in our vehicle, couldn't turn right. We had to turn left. We had to go right. We had to go left. We had to go right in order for us to get her out of that property, out of that road. That was very scary. My husband, my son are pulling people constantly from Harlan Road. I could see them struggling, and it's very scary. My husband had a doctor's appointment last time it snowed. It was like 2 or 3 days after. And I asked him, how are the roads? And he said, good, but he didn't hear me right. He thought I said, how are the girls? So I went ahead and drove on that road, and that was the scariest time for me. My car, instead of going this way, was going this way. I finally got enough nerve to call my husband, and I was screaming on the phone, and I was telling him, I don't know what to do. And he said, put it on 4 low, put it on 4 high, put it on whatever. It took me 22 minutes to get out. By the time I got out, my son and my husband were already there for me. But my concern is there's a school bus also that drives on that road. There's a lot of families with children, elderly. You all know I advocate for the youth in our community, and you all know I advocate for our elderlies. The other day, there was an ambulance. The ambulance couldn't come. We saw it coming down, and I was like, oh my God, somebody's sick, somebody's hurt, somebody needs help. The ambulance backed up. They went this way. The ambulance came back. This is just us as a family. We have grandchildren, we have children, we have 13 acres up there. And all these beautiful families need your help to make sure that we can have access to emergencies. What if the fire department can't get up there? But thank you all for your time, your consideration to pass this proposal, and whatever we can do as a community, we're here to help you. Thank you. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Thank you. Excuse me, can you didn't identify yourself when you came up to the podium, just say who you were?
Rosalie Martinez.
Okay, and then when you start to speak, identify yourself as well.
Carlos Joseph Martinez, County Commissioners, County Manager. Thank you for allowing us this time this afternoon. I also am in support of the Harlan Road project. In our time at our new residence on Harlan Drive, we've just seen how bad that road is. I think it's clay actually underneath everything, because when that thing gets extremely wet, I mean, it is a nightmare to go through. I've almost witnessed multiple accidents of people literally. I mean, if you're going straight, they're covering the whole road. I mean, you're talking about little vehicles such as sedans, things as such. My father and I spend a lot of our time. We have the four-wheel drives and everything to assist. But just from a safety and a security measure, with my niece being sick, those 30 seconds to a minute and a half can be a matter of potentially life and death in that situation. So for us, it hits a little bit closer to home. But I truly feel that it's within reason, for something like this to be adopted. Just for the fact of there's a large amount of people that do live in that area, and just the safety and the security for all those that may want to utilize that road, that county road too as well. So just vote in support. We really appreciate you guys, looking to adopt it and consider it and pass it. Thank you much for your time.
Thank you.
Also, too, as well, I apologize. I'm going to go up right now before my dad talks. I'm going to give you some of the most recent pictures that I have. Okay.
About 60,000, yeah. Hell, man.
Next, we have Catherine Khan.
Good afternoon, Commissioners, County Manager Melinda. Well, having spoken to one of the commissioners, I really have understand more about this Harlan Road issue. And I understand it's a half mile, serves a lot of people. The only thing, and what I brought up to the commissioner, is that taxpayers may be up in arms or concerned that a developer's problem is being left to county taxpayers. I do understand, but it would be nice to see, as Rosalie said, what everybody can do to come together and make that happen and get it done. It sounds like a nightmare and no one should go through that. I absolutely agree. Second, on the mining issue, I have a couple of questions. One is, I have not seen any recommendation or any input from the Planning and Zoning Commission on any of this. And usually they have had hearings and whatever before it ever gets to you guys. So I don't understand what's happening in that process. But on Thursday, there is a public meeting in Pecos that I know you can't really do anything. And it sounds like even the moratorium may not have great teeth, but could possibly the five of you and the county manager write a letter of, saying we are working on a moratorium. This is not a safe practice for our community, because from what I hear, what they need to hear is voices. And you as a group are a good voice saying not a good idea in our county. So that would much be appreciated, I think, if we could get together some sort of voice, county voice, that at least is present at that meeting. I don't know what else we can do. We're all trying. I know you're all trying, and I so appreciate the efforts, and I appreciate the communication. So Feliz Navidad to everyone, and may 2020 be better and more peaceful and bring us forward. Thank you.
That concludes public input. We now move on to regular order. Appointment of New Mexico County Insurance Authority, NMCIA, voting member and alternate. Presenter, Vidal Martinez, County Manager.
Madam Chair, members of the commission, at this time I'm requesting the commission to appoint Commissioner Max Trujillo to the New Mexico County Insurance Authority as the voting member and Commissioner Chris Nahad as the alternate for the 2020 year.
Do I have a motion?
So move.
Second. Motion by Commissioner Garcia, second by Commissioner Varela. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Congratulations. Congratulations. Next on the agenda, we have discussion on date and time to hold a public hearing and for mining moratorium. Presenter Janice Varela, Commissioner.
Thank you, Madam Chair, fellow commissioners. The last date we have for our meeting in Pecos, that would have been the third hearing on the mining moratorium, was the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, not a good date anyway, and it was canceled due to the weather. We got a storm in that night. So that leaves us with needing another date scheduling, and this is for the 6-month moratorium until we have time to draft our hard rock mining ordinance, in which point we will have several hearings, and I expect one will be with the planning and zoning, and you're right, Ms. Khan should be the first one. So with this meeting for the moratorium, that's going to be scheduled for Pecos. We already had 2 meetings here in Las Vegas, so we want to hold it in Pecos. And I was looking at the calendar, and I'm proposing January. I'm not sure what everyone's schedule is. I think December's gone. We can agree that the holiday isn't going to give us any time to have a meeting, and we need a 10 days, is that right, Mr. Manager? 10 days to put it for public notice?
That is correct.
Okay, so I would propose either January 9th, the 8th of the 9th, the Wednesday is the 8th, or January 9th is a Thursday, or the following week, the 15th or 16th. Don't know if you have your calendars, and if you want to pick a date.
When is the county commission meeting? Excuse me.
It's the
14th.
second, Tuesday's gonna be the 14th of
14th,
January.
okay.
The first
No, I was
Tuesday's
looking
the
for
7th.
you.
So we could have it either before the meeting on the 14th or after that, either that week. That's what I would propose, and I'm hoping to, pretty flexible in those evenings. Of course, we have weather that allows it, but
So are we thinking of going at 5 o'clock?
5 o'clock in Pecos, yeah. 5 o'clock would give people time to come from out of town and work to get there from work. Maybe about 6, but 5 might make it more reasonable for the Vegas commissioners to get back in a reasonable hour.
Good.
I think the 7th would be good for me if that. The 7th?
Does that work for everybody? Dr. Martinez, does that give your staff enough time to get the public notice out and the newspaper notice out?
The 7th will work.
Okay, so the 7th, and your staff can also contact the Village of Pecos. It'll also depend on them. I think Wednesdays and Thursdays have been okay with them. But we'll confirm this date and time, and it'll be followed up with in the newspaper and the website. Thank you all very much. One other thing, and Ms. Khan already made a mention of it, that the meeting in Pecos, that's going to be 2 days from now, Thursday the 12th, that's a U.S. Forest Service meeting. They'll be presenting on the 1872 mining law and the plans that they're here, the proposal from CoMexico on their exploratory drilling permit. And then the New Mexico Energy and Minerals Department is not scheduled their hearing yet. We're waiting to hear from them. We pointed out to them, this body, that their application was not complete because they did not have very important studies, one being hydrogeologic, the other cultural, and the other biological. So with that in mind, they listened to us, and they're working on those studies, and then that'll be another hearing. So this is just the beginning, and we're in for the long haul, and our county is here to, we're invested in protecting our citizens and our rivers, so thank you.
Thank you. We move on to item 3, road petition number CR-19-001. Presenter Vidal Martinez, County Manager.
Madam Chair, members of the commission, San Miguel County road viewers held and conducted a public road viewing of Hardin Drive within the Glenwood Estate subdivision in regard to road petition number CR-19-001. At the September 10th, 2019 County Commission meeting, the recommendation of the road viewers were presented for consideration by the Board of County Commissioners. Upon hearing the recommendation submitted by the road viewers and accepting public comment, the Board of County Commissioners took action to table the matter. At this time, I'm requesting that the item be considered bringing the matter back to the table for consideration, and number 2, to take action to adopt Harlan Drive as a county road.
Any discussion?
Madam Chair. Before we take action on it, I just have a question to ask our Public Works. Arnold, let's say that we adopt the road today. Will you have the staff ready to do maintenance on the road thereafter? Because we're going to be assuming liability on this.
I think I would like to defer that answer to our new Public Works Director.
Good afternoon. So to answer the question, if this road is approved, we're going to look at putting a plan together for the continued maintenance and development of the road. If you've been down the road, it's in dire need. And based on the recommendations that have been set forth and the commission's approval, we will start the process as soon as possible to continue and maintain that road.
Okay, so Madam Chair, with that,
Let me see if there's any more
Right.
discussion. Anybody else have any questions?
Yes, Madam Chair. Manager Martinez, I will ask this question to you. I understand the need and I'm sympathetic to the citizens that live in this road and are all of our roads all over the county that are a mess and need help. My question is, do we know how many subdivisions there are that have roads? And what is our subdivision rule that requires the developer, the subdivider, to be responsible for the road for what period? And I'm just concerned that this will open up a can of worms that other subdivisions will want us to adopt and other private roads will want us to adopt theirs. And I'm wondering if we've considered that. If we have a number on that and if we know what the rules are now for the subdivision rules.
Madam Chair, members of the commission, at this time, I do not have that information. I would have to conduct some research on it.
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Nahad?
so these people did their due diligence and they requested the road viewing, and the road viewers suggested the approval of this project? Is that correct?
Alex Tafoya would have all that information. I don't see him here today, so I couldn't answer that accurately because I'm not sure. We did have 3 road viewers and they all based their opinion, but I don't have those results, so.
I believe at the last meeting, he said that they were for it when we had the public hearing.
And that's what I can recall. But again, I was cautious to answer that question again because I don't know the exact wording or what they said.
Due diligence, I'm going to make a motion at this time to adopt Harlan Road as a county road.
second that motion.
Before we approve this, I have one more question before we move to make a decision. Do we have an idea what the cost is going to be to the county to maintain this project?
Is that to maintain? Is that your question, to maintain or to
Get it
improve?
Where these people can
Okay, so
get to and from home and.
yeah, I think, so your question is probably what's the cost to improve it, to bring it up to standards, in other words?
Passable for people.
Okay, I do have that cost estimate, and it was provided prior to this. So I don't have the exact information. Do you have that, Max? And I could read it off accurately? If not, I can do my best to recall exactly what was in that cost estimate.
I don't have that.
Can we get that number, just so that we?
Do you have a copy?
I think the number was close to about 89,000.
Right, and
89,000?
yes,
Okay.
and
And do we, another question that I have is, does the county have that money? If this road is adopted, does the county have that money to take care of this?
so the actual cost, cash cost, right now would have been to hire the engineer, because we're going to have the engineer design it. And then the thought was we will do the improvement with our resources from Public Works. So the cost of engineering was somewhere around 20,000, I believe, 15 maybe. Yeah, and so that's really the main out-of-pocket cost. The rest, we have materials that we crush and produce. And then also culverts have already been stockpiled and are available for this particular project. So right up front, that's the only cost, other than, of course, cost of doing business, which is fuels, employee cost, equipment that's utilized, during that time frame. But the estimate was, and again, this is
estimating what it costed us to crush the material, to haul it, and to apply it. And that again is using all our equipment, but like hidden cost, I figured it was about 89,000. Right up front cost would be just the engineering cost.
So that's just to get it to where they can pass and then
No,
maintaining.
no, so it'll be done to standards. So it'll be completely, we'll improve the drainage. All drainage will be done. We might have to acquire some easements into adjacent properties to relieve some of the stormwaters. So depending on how it goes with negotiations with property owners adjacent for drainage easements, hopefully they don't want anything, you know, if they want something, then we're gonna have to go back to the table and see if they, I've talked to a couple of them and they're on board at no cost, but we'll have to create document and go through the whole process of establishing an easement with them.
Refresh my memory, how long is this road?
I believe it was 7/10 of a mile, somewhere in a little over half a mile. Yeah. Yeah, so it is, Harlan Road consists, it comes off of 518 and it goes straight easterly to the end of that road.
Any questions, any further questions? Motion on the floor by Commissioner Nahar, second by Commissioner Garcia. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Can I have a roll call vote on this? Yes.
Vice Chair Miguel Garcia.
Yes.
Commissioner Chris.
Yes.
Commissioner Max Rio. Yes. Commissioner Janet.
No.
Okay, we move on to item number 4, San Miguel County Manager's recommendation approval of the governing holidays for the calendar of year 2020. Presenter Eileen Cedillo.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair, Commissioners. In your information, you have resolution number SMC RES-12-10-2019, which is the governing holidays for the calendar year 2020. It is being presented to you for your approval. Now, these dates are basically the 11 and a half holidays per year that are guaranteed within the personnel policy. In it, we've made a couple of substitutions. For example, the day after Thanksgiving is in substitution of Lincoln's birthday. And Christmas Eve is in lieu of President's Day. So I'm submitting this to you for your approval.
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Nahar?
motion to approve.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Nahar, second by Commissioner Varela. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 5, recommendation to approve the job descriptions for San Miguel County Finance Division Certified Procurement Officer / Accountant. Presenter Ms. Eileen Cedillo.
Thank you again. So we have in front of you, you have a new job description. It's not a new position, but it's defining a position that exists that is recently vacated. This is for the position of Finance Division Certified Procurement Officer / Accountant. This position is responsible for all of the oversight concerning purchasing and procurement for San Miguel County, managing RFPs, ITBs, RFIs, etc., approving purchase orders and change orders, etc. So this job description is being submitted to you for your review and approval.
Do I have a motion on the floor?
So move.
Motion by Commissioner Trujillo, second by Commissioner Garcia. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next on the agenda, we have item 6, Public Works Division report for the month of November 2019, for informational purpose only. Presenter Gerald Garcia, Public Works Director, and Arnold Lopez, San Miguel County Public Works Foreman.
They're not paying attention.
Mr. Lopez, Mr. Garcia, it's your turn up on the podium.
For the record, Madam Chair, if I may, I heard that there's words going out that maybe Gerald Garcia and I are related. For the record, I do have a twin brother named Gerald Garcia, but he doesn't look one bit like our Public Works Supervisor, so I'd like to stand that I am not related to Mr. Garcia.
I know Mr. Joe Garcia, yes, he does look like.
Welcome aboard, Mr. Garcia.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair, Commissioners. So we're here with our Public Works Division report for the month of November. As you all can see, we had a busy month. We had a pretty decent snowstorm that we dealt with. We did have to hire a contractor, private contractor, to help us a little bit with the snow over in the eastern part of the county. But it was a very hard storm because we had a lot of rain also in combination with the snow, unusual for this time of year. So our roads got really saturated and we were limited to what we can do without making a small thing into a huge mess. But crews were out busy. We worked all the holiday, Thanksgiving Day. We had the crews out Friday, Saturday, and even a couple of us, myself and one of the grader operators, worked on Sunday even. So it was a long weekend, but we got a lot accomplished, and no incidents, no accidents, and we accomplished that storm. We still have plenty of salt and cinder stockpiled. We're ready for any additional snows or whatever comes on. Excuse me. Currently, I have one of the mortar graders over in the eastern part of the county again, over in the Magnolia Road, close to Conchas, doing maintenance on that road. We have, and that's Juan Macias out there. We have Johnny Trujillo over in on Ojitos Frios and San Pablo area also, pulling maintenance on that road. And then I have Peter Vigil over in Roll, over by the church on County Road B62. In that area, we had to, we're applying some base course and improving that small stretch of road within that area of Roll. If you have any questions, any requests or anything, I stand for that now.
Commissioner Nahar?
We were looking at with Mr. Garcia, looking at the road projects that are upcoming. Where is Cactus?
Cactus Rose lays in the Roll area. So if you come off of the exit in Roll, you come to the frontage road that parallels.
We're wondering what district that is, Commissioner Varela district?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This is Commissioner Ortiz's project in Marcelinos.
Okay, all right. We just
Yeah.
didn't know where it was. All right.
Yeah, it's a small paving project. That one is set to go out to bid. It's been designed. We approved final design on that one last week, and that will go out to bid in March. So we will be paving that, early in the spring.
On that one, excuse me, Madam Chair, Mr. Lopez says he brings that up, and I understand there was funding for a portion of that road. Is there going to be money to continue that? Is that just, it's like bare minimum as far as what that funding's going to cover? And I understand it needs a lot more work. Is there any possibility to extend that work?
Yes, so that was just a small portion. Previous commissioner dedicated that amount of money, that budget, into that improvement. At this point, we do not have any budget available to continue that. But, if we do get some additional monies, we will come to commission and let you decide where you want these monies to be applied.
Any further questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for sending the graders out to Pecos. That last snowstorm was really rough, and I appreciate you guys were there right after the holiday, and I got a lot of calls, and I really thank you and your staff for responding.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Any questions for me?
Thank you.
Thank
We're gonna let you out easy.
Hey, y'all,
Next month.
I've been on there 6 days, so,
Next month, we'll talk to you.
okay, sounds good.
Next on the agenda, we have bank transfers for the month of December. Bertha Bustamante, County Treasurer.
Madam Chair, if I may, Ms. Bustamante asked if I could cover this for her. It's their last day for the first half of property taxes. So for the month of November, there were actually 5 different bank transfers. 2 of them had to do with payroll. One of them was to move $246,034.60 from the general account to the fire account for a distribution we received for the state fire allotments. We also had a payment against one of our loans that we have, so we had to make a payment to the DTC for $58,725, and then a transfer from our housing account here to Bernalillo County for $42,757.35 for the December half payments.
All you do is.
Any questions?
Within an hour, you can account.
Thank you, Melinda.
You're welcome.
We move on to item number 8, resolution 2019-12-10-F1. Presenter, Ms. Melinda.
Madam Chair and Commissioners, this budget adjustment has a number of different items. The first one is we need to, or the Treasurer's Office needs to open up a bank account for property taxes paid in protest. The bank is requesting a minimum deposit of $500 to be made and kept in the account to keep the bank open. A transfer of $500 from the general fund is being requested to be made to the Trust and Agency Fund 109. After that, we have the county entered into a local government transportation project fund with the Department of Transportation. The scope of work is a Gonzales Ranch Road area. The amount of the project is $595,394.74. DOT's portion is $565,625, and the county match is $29,769.74, which will be transferred from Fund 996 out of the capital outlay and infrastructure gross receipt tax. And finally, the last budget adjustment.
So like I can jump on here. Watch. I can have 13 people watching. I can see who they are. That's crazy.
And they're just watching on the computer.
Yeah. So I have full control of everything. I could put the thing where they could raise their hand and ask a question. I can activate chat between them to see how they feel about the items and pass that on to them. It's pretty cool. That's crazy. So Highlands was doing this broadcast for us, but they got away from that technology. So it kind of forced me to get the subscription myself. So I was familiar with it on the client and on the end user, but not on the administrative side. But fuck, it's a badass tool.
Heck yeah. Badass. And for $30 a month, it's not bad.
I can do any meetings. So like the warden has a department meeting every day for his lieutenants and sergeants, and so he does 3 shifts a day, midnight or 10 to 6 in the morning, and then there's the 6 to 2 in the afternoon, and 2 in the afternoon to 10. Well, he has the meeting at 8 in the morning, bro. So not 10:30. So the guys that just got up at 6 in the morning, some of them live in Oaxaca. So they either hang out, just freaking hang out, bro, till the meeting starts. So we set this up so they can drive home again before they fall asleep, watching on their phone, their laptop. So he doesn't have to pay them. They don't have to loiter. And fucking, it's online. Dude. He can archive it. Say somebody couldn't leave it there at another meeting. They had to be at the meeting to see what was going on. He's saving it. You can fucking watch it. That's dope. This is Diego. What are you doing watching my video here, bro? I just busted you watching my video. Really? Okay. Okay, so what is the video going back? Oh, yeah, I was just I was watching the nice spot. You're all right.
Madam Chair and Commissioners, every quarter we have to submit our report to commissioners. And anyone that's
Is it off now? Blah, 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 blah. I'm gonna hang up and I'm gonna talk to you a little bit, call you back. All right, bye. San Miguel County Commission meeting. Sergeant Romero, call me if you hear me. He can hear us.
So DFAs are oversight. And anytime we want to improve line item transfers, and also providing first quarter line items that have taken place within
She's kind of low.
line item transfer to a different area for.
Okay, cool. Right on, bro.
So I'm just gonna watch that in the office next time.
You tell me. Anyone got the benefit?
No, that's what I said.
So I set that up so I can see what people
I have one question. Later in
So
transportation.
if I need to do like roll call,
Madam
I
Chair,
can do it from
Commissioners,
NPA. That's crazy, dude.
oh, I should say, that-
Right now, that work like in our favor, because right now, Justin's in the office, so you should be down. Be down there.
Dude, I could put your face on the I just, all I have to do is come in here and put her as the person, and then she'd be the one.
Let me look the water cruising right now.
That's gonna be the future, I think. We're gonna be presenting on the screen.
We're already in it.
And you see this.
Madam Chair and Commissioners, we've been provided with the receipt report for the month, interaction for the month. September 2019.
I think Jared would like that.
The information is continuing.
They should have been picking up that though. Because that's because I'm like.
Madam Chair and Commissioners, the information that has been provided are reconciled cash balance and all of our
I could like shoot you an invite.
Madam Chair and Commissioners, I'm presenting to you two signatures made during the month of
I don't know, so it's gotta be some.
one from our finance office and the finance office and the other from Birmingham County.
We'll get these motions.
Motion to approve 103.
Madam Chair and Commissioners, this report is derived from our financial software and it's the year-to-date report up until. It shows the original budget, current budget, period activity, fiscal year activity, concurrent dates, and the remaining balance. Madam Chair and Commissioners, this report are for any entries that were previously made during the month of October 2019, regardless of the period.
Motion to move.